Neil Armstrong, the legendary astronaut, had accomplished one of the greatest feats in human history by being the first man to walk on the moon. However, despite his immense achievements, he remained humble and down to earth. One summer day, shortly after his historic moonwalk, Neil decided to treat himself to a simple pleasure that he hadn't indulged in for a while: an ice cream cone. With a grin on his face, Neil strolled down the sunny streets of his hometown. He felt like a kid again, excited about the prospect of enjoying a delicious ice cream cone. He found a quaint little ice cream parlor and walked in, ignoring the surprised looks from the other customers who recognized him. The ice cream parlor had an extensive menu with numerous flavors, and Neil couldn't decide which one to choose. He asked the friendly server for a recommendation, and she suggested their signature flavor, aptly named Moonstruck Delight. Neil couldn't resist trying an ice cream named after his moonwalking adventure, so he eagerly agreed. As the server prepared his ice cream, Neil noticed a commotion outside the parlor. Curiosity got the better of him, and he glanced through the window. A group of kids was playing with a water hose, making it challenging for people to pass without getting soaked. Neil chuckled at their mischief and returned his attention to the server, who handed him a towering cone of Moonstruck Delight. Neil stepped outside the parlor with a grin, carefully maneuvering the ice cream to avoid any drips. He thought he had evaded the water hose trap, but fate had other plans. As he took a triumphant lick of his ice cream, a sudden misstep sent him stumbling towards the water hose area. Splash! The kid's water hose mischief had caught him off guard, and Neil found himself drenched from head to toe. His once stellar appearance was now akin to a wet and sticky mess. The onlookers couldn't believe their eyes. The great Neil Armstrong, the moonwalking astronaut, had been bested by a simple water hose. Neil laughed heartily at his own misfortune, not letting his embarrassment get the better of him. He turned towards the giggling kids, who were now in awe of the legendary figure standing before them, soaking wet. "Well, that's one small slip for man, one giant splash for ice cream kind," Neil quipped, causing laughter to erupt among the gathered crowd. Undeterred, Neil went back into the ice cream parlor to clean up and collect himself. The server offered to prepare another ice cream cone for him, but Neil waved her off. "I think I've had enough excitement for one day," he said with a wink. As Neil left the parlor, he couldn't help but reflect on the amusing incident. Despite being the first man on the moon and achieving greatness, he realized that life would always have its unexpected challenges. No matter how successful or renowned someone might be, they can still slip and fall, quite literally in his case. The moral lesson Neil learned that day was to embrace the unpredictability of life and not take oneself too seriously. Even the most remarkable individuals can find themselves in hilarious and humbling situations. It's essential to maintain a sense of humor, laugh at oneself, and find joy in life's little pleasures, like a simple ice cream cone. From that day on, Neil became known not only for his historic moonwalk but also for his delightful sense of humor. He shared the ice cream misadventure with friends and family, leaving them in stitches with his lively storytelling. The legend of Neil Armstrong, the first man on the moon, became interwoven with the tale of his hilarious ice cream adventure. It served as a reminder to people that life's journey might be filled with lofty achievements, but it's the simple joys and the ability to laugh at oneself that make it truly worthwhile. And so, The story of Neil Armstrong's unlucky ice cream adventure continues to bring laughter and joy to people around the world, a testament to the enduring spirit of a man who reached for the moon and kept his feet firmly on the ground.
Thank you for listening. For more stories like this, please consider subscribing.